Hey guys, welcome.
Hi guys, welcome to episode 2.
Woo, we made it this far.
Yes, to number 2. We're really making it.
Yeah. Rising in fame. We're joking.
Before we get into our stories, we're just gonna talk a little bit about our theme and different things that we're gonna do with our podcast. So we did work out that we are on iTunes, Stitcher,
Spreaker, and Google Play.
Yep, so once we get more episodes out, you can listen on there. And today, our theme is organized crime, right?
Yeah.
So
we're gonna kind of do a theme each. If we didn't say that before, we're gonna try to do a theme each episode.
Kind of keep it collective, because I know
there's so many theories out there and so much things we could talk about. We could talk for hours about it.
There's endless themes we can do.
Right,
so
exactly.
It's just something we want to kind of narrow it into one point, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And we also wanted to tell you guys who we are. Who are these random people just talking about stuff? Kendall, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Kendall. Me and Kelly, we both live in Michigan, Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Now they're gonna know where to find us.
I know. Well, we're still gonna want to kind of know where we are, but not directly where we are. I'm not gonna give out
here's my address.
No.
But hello everyone, this is where I'm located. Murderers, this is my digit code to get into my apartment.
Being that we have a conspiracy theory podcast, I think that the government's already
Oh, they're listening.
Oh, they're already tuning in. So
yeah.
If you guys can't find us, I'm sure the government's gonna find us way before that. So we're probably,
we're good.
This our second and last episode.
Yep. The government will be confiscating all of our equipment, and we will be in prison. So yeah.
Oh, but sorry, I was introducing myself. Yeah, I'm Kendall. I live with my boyfriend John and our little kitty Bellatrix. She's a Russian blue. She's gray. She's really, really little. And I work at an automotive company. Yeah, and I'm in school right now, and I'm planning on going into nursing. Fingers crossed. We'll see where that goes. But yeah, I'm 23 years old.
I'm also 23 years old.
Yeah.
Because we are twins.
Oh my god.
If we did we mention that?
Oh my
god, I completely forgot. By the way, we are twins.
Actually,
if you asked to, we are actually identical twins. So we share the same face, but not the same hair color.
Yeah.
It's normally different. Or the same clothes, although sometimes we steal each other's clothes. But yeah, was that all you wanted to say?
Yeah, I'm good.
So I'm Kelly. I have a bachelor's degree from a college, which I'm not going to mention. People are gonna know exactly where I live now.
Oh my god.
So I went to a college in Michigan. And I have my bachelor's degree in liberal studies, with an emphasis on human resources and psychology. So I'm really smart. No, just kidding. I'm super into literature and history. That's kind of where we sort of got this basis. So I also live with my boyfriend. We have 2 cats. I'm a huge cat lover. So I have Brock and Choco. They are my little fluffy babies. Love them so much. They're my children. And yeah, that's it.
We're basically surrounded by cats at all times.
At all times.
I am actually allergic to cats, so I can't be at Kelly's too long.
And that's where we record. We record at my house. Where you probably already know because I've already told you enough information to find me.
Yeah, they're triangulated.
Yeah. But yeah, so I have my 2 cats here, so it's a struggle for Kendall a little bit.
But yeah, my cat, she's actually hyperallergenic, which is the only reason I could have a cat. Are you done with your intro? You think?
Yeah.
People know enough about you?
Yeah, they don't care.
They got enough information.
They just want the conspiracy theories.
Yeah, but I don't.
But really though, like, don't stalk me. Like, that's creepy. I'm gonna be murdered. That's what's gonna happen next. They're gonna talk about it on some other podcast. Look at this podcaster that got murdered from.
Or you're just gonna disappear. Just like the person I'm talking about today.
Wow, Kendall, who are you talking about today?
I am talking about Jimmy Hoffa.
Hoffa.
I know.
Jimmy Hoffa.
You call me Hoffa?
I don't know why, but that just reminded me of the, like, Kofefe thing.
Yeah.
Like, Hoffa.
So it's a Hoffa?
Hoffa. Hoffa.
Go fuck yourself.
Go huff yourself.
Go huff yourself.
Oh my gosh, I really hope our parents don't listen to this.
Oh my gosh. That is so true.
They're totally gonna listen and be like, why are you swearing?
They're gonna be like, my babies.
Yeah, you're not allowed to swear.
Oh,
or talk about murdering.
Like, you still fit in my little hands. And now you're swearing. I don't know why I was sounding more like a grandma than a mother.
Okay.
I don't know.
Continue with your story.
Jimmy Hoffa. Jimmy Hoffa. He was the union president for the I'm so done.
He's the
union president for an organization called the Teamsters. They ran and organized many truck drivers and warehousemen all over the United States. He was actually from Michigan, which is where we are from, which makes it very interesting for us.
I feel like it's something that we heard, like, all growing up, and Kendall will probably get into it, but they've been searching for him forever, so we hear a lot of stories even now of them looking for him or digging up places.
Right.
So it's something that's, like, kind of in our culture here, which makes it fun.
Yep. Jeremy was involved with organized crime. He was actually convicted of jury tampering, attempted bribery, and fraud in 1964. He was sentenced to 13 years in prison, but actually got released by Richard Nixon, who he had an influence on his early release and pardoned him.
Yeah, and we all know that Nixon was great president.
He was quality.
Yeah, he was a quality president.
He was A1.
Yeah, he was like A1.
He was the A1 president.
Sauce.
Like, if we could get... Actually, honestly, I think that if we could get Nixon...
Over Trump,
I think that... I mean, maybe we could turn this country... Make this country really great again.
Really great again.
Really great. Just... Yeah. Conspiracy everywhere. So finally he gets out and he thinks that he can go back to his normal life. And he is actually really big in the mafia and the mob.
The organized crime world.
Yes. So, on July 30th, 1975, he arranges to meet with 2 of his very close friends. And he meets them at the Red Fox restaurant in Detroit. And no one shows up. So he calls his wife at like 2:15 and tells her that no one was there. And that was the last time anyone heard from him.
Dun dun
Dun,
dun.
dun, dun. So, witnesses said that they saw him get in the back of a burgundy car with 4 other people that they couldn't identify.
4 other people?
Yeah.
That's a lot of people that, like, would know something, don't you think?
But that's the thing is, like, you don't go around and watch well, maybe you do, but not everyone goes around
yeah, I do.
and watches everyone and is like, oh, what are they doing? What's going on? I'm going to remember their exact description in case of something happening.
I love people watching.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. Now I'm the stalker.
Now you're the stalker.
Now I'm the stalker.
Okay, well, so there's different theories to what actually happened, and there is like a confession to one of his fellow mobsters that says that he actually killed him on his deathbed, but there is no actual evidence of that. So I'm just gonna kind of go into this. They believe that he was too powerful. He needed to be taken down. He was really controlling with money and politics. And once he got out of jail, the mob, it almost seemed like they wanted him gone. Just get him out of there. And you know how...
You're out of here. You are cut off.
Yedzan. Get out of here. That was my Jersey accent.
Yeah, people in Jersey are gonna love that.
Oh, people in Jersey are gonna hate me. Like, we haven't even got
anyone from Jersey
anyone from Jersey listening yet, and they already hate us.
They already do. They're like, oh, I don't know twins, but if I did, I would hate them.
They're just gonna hate all twins now. Just lump them together. Mm-hmm. So people think that Proviencio, Jamie's rival, had something to do with his death. But he did have an alibi for the time, and he ended up killing somebody else later, so he ended up being in jail. So they believe, like, he did have,
a connection to it?
Yes, and he actually was capable of murder, so they thought, like, okay, if he murdered this person, like, he could have murdered him too.
I feel like everyone's capable of murder, though. Like, that's really, like, twisted.
It depends on,
like,
what situation you're in.
Yeah. Not that I guess I would ever want to murder someone,
no. But then, being in that situation, like, either being, protecting yourself or protecting someone you love, like, I'm not condoning it whatsoever. Kendall did not tell you to go and murder people.
Please don't go murder people.
Please don't.
We don't advocate for that. No.
Murder is bad. Don't do it.
Murder is bad. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do murder.
Okay. Some people think that since Robert Kennedy had a connection to Jimmy, that he might have had a play in Jamie's disappearance. They also believe that Jimmy may have been involved in the John F. Kennedy assassination, so people found out about this and then made him disappear. So, okay, if he was killed or disappeared, what happened to his body? That's basically the biggest mystery about this case, is where is his body? There's different people that have confessed on their deathbeds, oh, I saw this person do this or that, and there's so many different stories that you don't know. So it was I think it was like a couple towns over from us. They actually took up somebody's farm and were digging it up trying to find his body. Because they had several clues. But he ended up not being there. He might actually be in a football stadium. He may have got cut up by a wood chipper.
Ugh. I would say that is not a way that I would want to go.
No.
Like if I could pick how I died, I would not want to like be chopped up like wood. That's so disturbing.
I think you just don't want to die in general, but yeah, exactly. You wouldn't want to die by a wood chipper.
Well, like, was he? Do they think he was already dead, or do they think they put him in there while he was still alive?
Well, they believe that he was shot, and then it's just figuring out where his body was put after he was shot. But a lot of people think maybe because he had a lot of money and a lot of influence, it may have been possible that he embezzled money and left the country. So, my theory, my favorite theory, even though it's probably the most boring, was that he got taken by the mob. I love mob stories. I think organized crime, and it's not good, but I enjoy.
It's like interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting to me, and I think that you mess with them, like you mess with one, you're messing with all of them. Like you don't fuck up your family, and in this case, the mom's your family.
Did you hear that, Mom?
Water's thicker than blood. What? How does that?
I don't understand things.
I think our mom's rolling over in her grave, except not really, because she's not dead.
She's not dead.
But she's alive, but she's
alive.
She's just rolling over somewhere.
Yeah. She's like, why are they fucking swearing?
She's like, I did not teach my kids to talk like this. That's my mother voice. Okay. Well, yeah, that's
Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I got out of that. So Kelly, what organized crime information do you have for us?
So I am doing, it's a little off topic, not really. So I'm doing Robert F. Kennedy assassination, which is one of my favorites. Just because there's so many different theories.
It's almost like you want cases to be solved, but you also like the unsolved, so you can create like a theory and figure out
and I feel
what
like
it would be.
One thing that's really interesting about conspiracy theories in general is just like we don't know exactly what happened in certain situations, or like if the government or they're trying to hide something, or like something weird is going on. So it's really cool like seeing those possibilities. And then if it ends up being true, like it's even more awesome. So I'm doing Robert F. Kennedy. It is, if you don't know, John F. Kennedy's brother. He was John F. Kennedy's younger brother. He was his campaign manager for his election. And then he was also Attorney General when his brother was president. So he started out his own political career in the late 60s. And he had actually was at a campaign because he was receiving the Democratic nomination for president in California. And so on June 5th in Los Angeles, he was shot 3 times in the hotel hallway leaving the speech. So obviously, this was awful and terrible, and people are freaking out. His brother was assassinated also.
Like, what is happening?
Yeah. And also, too, like, I watched one of the videos, and they, like, tried to get the guy right away. Like, they wanted to, like, tackled him to the ground and made sure that, like, they got him. One of the guys on the video is like, we don't want another Oswald. Don't have another Oswald. Because if you know, Harvey Lee Oswald was killed before he got convicted.
Right.
So, like, they didn't want a whole nother situation like that. So, they caught the guy. So, it was Sirhan Sirhan. He had the same first and last name. Which makes things easy.
And also, obviously, he had some sort of mental issues. If his mom was like, I don't give a fuck about my child, I'm gonna name him his last name.
Yeah.
Like, that could have just been the whole thing that
like, he was just mad about his name.
Yes, probably. I mean, if I was named Warren, that would be kind of cool. But,
yeah,
I might murder someone. So.
Like, I could be named Kelly.
Yeah.
That'd be weird.
That would be weird.
Actually, it'd be kind of cool. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should change our names.
We should just cancel the name of our podcast and just name it Twin.
Twin.
Theories.
Twin. Theories.
Oh.
Wink.
Because it's double.
Double trouble.
Ha. Double jeopardy. I don't know.
No.
Nope.
Double. Toil and trouble.
Fire burning cauldron bubble.
Something wicked this way come.
Okay. Ariel.
Ooh. Now we're turning into a witch podcast. Twin witches.
Witch podcast.
Twitches?
Twitches, because we're twin witches.
Twin witches. Twitches. That was my favorite movie.
Oh my gosh.
I was obsessed with Twitches.
The childhood, though.
Oh my gosh. They need to bring back, like, classic Disney.
They really do. I love how we can go from, like,
yeah.
assassinations to, like, Disney movies.
Yeah, but really, though, like, Dog with a Blog was, like, the stupidest show I ever saw.
I never even saw it because I thought my brain would just turn to goo when
yeah,
I watched
like,
it.
where's, like, Lizzie McGuire or, like, That's so Raven, honestly.
Well, okay, That's so Raven. I don't know how actually good that was.
No, That's so Raven was amazing.
Well, like...
She had visions. That's cool.
Okay. I guess you're right. I wish I had visions.
Do you remember that episode when the, like, store person was being, like, super racist?
Yes.
That was crazy. That was, like, on Disney Channel.
Well, that was amazing because it actually taught kids, like, hey, people might act like this and it's not right.
Yeah, don't hate on people because of the color of their skin. It's awful.
Yeah.
Oh, so anyway, back to the name of our shooter. RFK was shot 3 times. He was shot behind his right ear, his right rear shoulder, and in the spine was the second shot. And his third shot was the right rear back. So, the shooter was Sirhan Sirhan. It was a .22 pistol. And he said he was Palestinian immigrant. So his reasoning was because the war against his people. And so he was arrested right away. Many people witnessed him shooting. He was captured right away, and then he was charged with a crime. So it's like,
bam.
from the standpoint of most people, case closed.
Right.
But of course, we wouldn't be talking about it if there wasn't conspiracy theories or
because
things going on.
Can't be that simple.
No, life isn't that simple. So
nope.
why should this one be? I'm a huge fan of documentaries, so I've watched some about this one and all sorts of conspiracy theories and that type of thing. So I was actually watching a documentary. The very popular theory was that there was a second gunman. So Sirhan for sure shot him. That's, like, known fact. There's video.
Okay,
So he shot it. He fired shots. But this theory is that a second gunman shot him because according to the autopsy, so, like, you know how I said he was shot, like, in the rear, behind his right ear, his right rear shoulder, and his right rear back. Well, Sirhan was standing in front of him when he started firing.
So how did he shoot his back?
Right, exactly. So that was the autopsy showed that it was shot through the back, which makes a lot of people, and it was from, like, a very close range. So, like, according to what they have in pictures and testimonies, it doesn't really match up. For the 3 shots, don't match up for the ones that Sirhan could have been able to shoot him. So this theory, the second gunman, is that he couldn't fire out all of the shots. So, according to witnesses, 12 shots were fired. You could hear, like, looking back at videos and witnesses, there was 12 shot fires heard. But his gun could only hold 8 bullets.
Okay, but if that is true, how come you only got shot 3 times and not 12 times?
Oh, there was a bunch of other people that got shot and hurt.
Oh,
yeah, he wasn't the only one standing there. So, like, it was, I guess I didn't explain this very well. So he was on a campaign, like, he was on stage giving a campaign speech, and then he's like, goodbye, everyone. He starts walking out, and there was 1 million people, like, everywhere.
Okay.
So, like, that's what makes it complicated, too. So that's why
makes it harder to see.
Yeah,
and understand
what happened. So they were walking out of the hotel hallway. I mean, like, it was a Democratic convention. Like, everyone there should have been, like, supportive of him. They didn't really do much for security-wise. They had the hotel specifically do security for the event, which I will get to that one. So they were in a hotel hallway, and it was, like, super crowded. So there was 12 shots heard, and then from the shots that they've seen from, like, people that got injured or, like, they have bullet holes through them, I believe that RFK is the only one that died. But a lot of other people were rushed to the hospital.
But wouldn't it have to be all from the same gun then? Or do they not know?
They don't know.
Yeah, okay. Like, I guess if it's the same gun. Like, yeah.
Right, yeah, I know what you mean. So he was shot in the back of the head below his right ear at point blank range. But Sirhan was, like, in front of him and not, like, point blank range, like, right next to him. In 2007, there was analysis of the audio recording from a reporter. And so according to this expert that he spoke with, there was at least 13 shots fired, according to this article. From what I've seen and gathered, it was 12, just from the audio and everything that they've looked at, but there was only able to have 8 in his gun that he had. So they're guessing that there was another shooter.
Okay, well, I guess that makes sense, because if you're going to do something like that, I don't know if you're going to really do that alone.
Yeah. And so, like, maybe, like, the skeptics, I guess, would say, well, maybe he had another gun, or maybe there was, like, an echo or something, or, like, maybe the shots, like, ricocheted, and, like, there's, like, things that could disprove that. So I kind of, or, like, it was really loud, there was a lot of people, like, it could be a loud noise that might not necessarily be, like, a shot.
But even if he did have another gun, he wasn't behind him. So
right, yeah, that's the weird thing. That's the thing that makes it, you think, like, I wonder, like, if it was a second gunman. So, the second gunman theory, the next theory is that the security guard from the hotel, I'm gonna mess up his name, San Eugene Cesar, was the head of hotel security, and he was right behind RFK when they were bringing him out of the campaign, of the speech. So he would be the perfect, like, he's in the perfect place right behind him to be able to shoot him at point blank range. So he was, like I said, he was employed through the hotel to protect him. He said he did pull his gun at the scene, but he said he didn't shoot it and that it was a different gun. So he was close enough to him to shoot him from behind. And then suspiciously, like 3 months later, he sold a .22 caliber gun online.
Oh my God, that's totally him.
Yeah. So, but he said he had another one of his guns at home. So, but he ended up, like, right away, like 3 months later, he was selling a gun, the exact gun that killed him. And so, like, a lot of things they say is, like, because they didn't want, the government didn't want it to be kind of like JFK, where the shooter got away. They kind of wanted to, like, open and shut the case. And, like, they're like, okay, well, we got the person, and there wasn't a lot of research into, you know, like, other theories. They kind of just, they wanted to, like, open and shut the case.
Well,
and so,
what's the likelihood that John F. Kennedy is assassinated and his brother is assassinated also? There's got to be, like, some reason. You know,
right.
I realize they're in politics and stuff happens, but it's kind of
weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, like, see, like, I could use in a whole nother time just to talk about JFK.
I know.
But there's speculation that it was, like, the CIA government kind of, cover-up. And so that goes into a little bit of our next theory, that the CIA was involved. So it took them only 1 hour to arrest him and say he's our only suspect. So the shooter, they believe, was hypnotized. So
what?
So he was
How?
like really, well, the CIA doesn't believe this, but like, so he was really out of it. He still, to this day, I watched an interview. He doesn't remember any of it happening.
Oh my gosh.
He doesn't remember shooting. He doesn't remember.
I mean, that could
almost
be
like getting arrested. He just remembers.
Break almost.
Yeah. So there was definitely something, like, mental-wise. So he doesn't remember shooting his gun. He doesn't remember having gun. He was denied parole. But, you know, he was saying, like, you know, I don't remember any of this.
Well, that's a lot of times people that get paroled are the people that are like, I did this. I feel guilty. I'm not going to do it again. But when people that are convicted of crimes that say, no, I absolutely didn't do this, they think it's them just, I guess, lying. So they're more likely to be like, oh, they're trying to trick us again, so we're not going to let them out.
Yeah. So he was really, like, he doesn't remember anything. Like I said, a lot of people think he was hypnotized. So this is kind of in relation to, like, MK Ultra, a little bit of, like, the government being able to create soldiers and people that they can use and hypnotize at any moment to carry out acts. So, you know, for example, like, he was a Democratic nominee, so they were thinking that some type of conservative government agency or people, you know, would try to carry it out. So he was against organized crime, like, and he specifically, you know, put Jimmy Hoffa in jail. So he was working against civil rights. He was a huge activist for civil rights. He wanted the U.S. to leave Vietnam. You know, he's very political. I mean, obviously, he was a politician. So the project that they said that was quoted was Project Artichoke. Was created by the CIA to induce someone to assassinate people. According to records or whatever, it never went through and it never happened. Gosh. But this theory is kind of thinking that that's what happened. So he doesn't remember anything, so they're thinking that the CIA kind of wanted to get rid of him.
Well, that makes a lot of sense, actually. Can you imagine that? Like when we were in high school, our mom wouldn't let us get hypnotized when the person that came to school, the hypnotist came to school, our mom wouldn't let us because there's been many situations where people will develop false memories
from hypnosis.
When you get hypnotized, or they'll do things they normally wouldn't do, and they say that you still have your free will and it's like you're sleeping, but I guess if they have this government experiment messing around with that, you know.
I feel like you'd have to be like really vulnerable, weak person to be able to be controlled.
You have to have a shit name that's
freaking scary. Yeah, you have to have two names.
Two of the same name.
Of the same name. Yeah.
Then you're gonna be that vulnerable.
Yeah. They're like, oh, this dude has seen some hurt. Like, we're gonna pick him. We're gonna have him be an agent. And he's Palestinian, so I mean, obviously the government hates minorities.
Yeah. So definitely.
Of course.
Still do. Awkward. Sorry. Gonna try not to get political.
Let's not get into it. So the last theory, there's another one. Isn't this crazy? Is
it aliens? Dear God.
It is not aliens.
It's always aliens.
Okay. So when the police started investigating, a well-built lady in a polka dot dress with dark hair and white skin was spotted that night with also a Mexican man. They ran to the side door, and this is an account that I got from Paul Saraga, who was an officer at the scene. He put out an APB for these two people. So I'm just going to read the witness that saw these two people.
All right.
So she said she heard them say, "We have shot him. We have shot him." They ran out of the building, like out the side door, and then this couple just started saying, like, "We shot him. We shot him."
Wow. Oh my God. Well, but that's two people. So that kind of is.
Well, that would have been like the second shooter. Like, one of them would have been the shooter.
But if it's wouldn't that mean there would be three people? You know?
I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying.
But what if maybe they were part of the hypnosis of this guy, like.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they were part of, like, the government agency. Although I don't understand why you would be wearing a polka dot dress, like.
It also could be, like, when, like, me and my boyfriend, we are, like, always together, and instead of saying, "Oh, John," "Oh, Kendall," we say "we." So it could be, like, where she's saying, like, "We did this," meaning, like, they, even though it's just her kind of thing, maybe. Just, I focus on pronouns.
Yeah, so the officer that saw them, he put an APB out for them, but the other officers kind of like on their walkies were like, "Hey, we already got the guy, like, don't worry about it." So he wrote up a full report about everything that happened, but the police department modified his wording of what he said in the report. In my notes it says, which is, like, super illegal.
Yeah.
So they made it be like, oh, they made it say, instead of "we shot him," they said he's been shot.
That changes so much.
So it completely changes, like, how you look at it. And the LAPD, another thing is most of the photos from that night were burned by the LAPD, which is, like, super conspicuous.
Yeah, because why would you need to do that?
Right, exactly.
There's things that don't even mean anything that police keep for evidence, just because it could possibly come
and
back.
Like, why would you, like, that seems really creepy that you would start burning evidence.
Okay, yeah, like, I'm definitely believing something's going on here.
Yeah, and so they also wanted Sandra was the eyewitness that saw them say, we shot him.
Yeah.
They wanted her to recant her statement, so they spent hours having her interrogating her and trying to convince her to change her story.
That's what's so frustrating about cops. Before they control. I mean, okay, I don't want to be rude to cops because I think it's amazing what they do, but definitely older generations, the cops kind of took over and did what they wanted to, and there was less regulation.
It was definitely corrupt.
More like, you need to get this person any means necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And things have gotten a lot better, but also, there's issues because they're people. They're gonna have issues, it's not...
We all make mistakes.
We all make mistakes.
The world is an imperfect place.
No, nobody's perfect. I gotta work it.
Again and again.
Till I get it right.
Till you get it right.
Hannah Montana, everyone.
The real hero of the story.
Yes. Well, actually, speaking of quotes, I was gonna say this at the beginning of the episode, but every episode we're gonna have a quote. Last time we had a quote for Amelia Earhart. This time I had a quote. It's from Jimmy Hoffa.
Hoffa.
I know, you're gonna correct me every time. It's great.
What if I'm saying it wrong and you're saying it right?
What if both of us are saying it wrong?
This is exactly like the Bermuda Triangle that we fucked up like the entire episode, and we didn't talk about that.
Bermuda.
Bermuda. And now we're gonna be Hoffa, Hoffa. We can't speak English. We can't.
It's the Midwesternness in us.
It is very Midwestern.
Okay, so the quote by Jimmy, last name omitted, I've told you before, and I'll tell you again, the strong survive and the weak disappear. We do not intend to disappear. Which is kind of crazy, because,
he did disappear.
He disappeared. And also, you can almost take this as, we do not intend to disappear. Like, saying, like, if I disappear, it's not by my choice. It's kind of something that people analyze. And
like, that theory that he left, like, doesn't hold up with this quote.
Right. With that, yeah. So then it kind of makes you think, like, okay, well, something must have happened to him. The thing about this is, usually when people go missing, you mourn for the family, you mourn for them, hoping they're okay, but in this case, he was not a good person.
Yeah.
It seemed like he had a lot of sketchy things going on.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I know that they wanted to, like, add more to your story, but like I said, I'm the conspiracy theory expert, so I have a lot more information on him, too. The reason why they're so obsessed with finding his body is because, there was actually tapes from Richard Nixon, good old Nixon. So Nixon on tape was like, let's let him out of jail. So they made a deal on one of the tapes. And so they wanted to implicate Nixon and everything with the recordings and such. So that's why it was a huge deal to find him, find out what happened to him. Especially if he was still alive, so that he could, like, testify and everything, and organized crime was connected,
like
and
Nixon had any other issues.
Oh, Nixon was a great guy. We're joking.
Oh my gosh.
Don't believe us. He was awful.
Yeah, don't
quote us on that.
Don't believe anything.
We're not experts. We don't know anything.
Don't believe anything we say on here.
Don't believe anything you hear from us.
Yes. Don't believe everything you hear on the internet. Abraham Lincoln. That's an oldie but a goodie.
Do you know who created the internet? Al Gore.
Benjamin Franklin?
No. Do you hear that joke? Oh, that's such an old joke. Because Al Gore claimed to have invented the internet.
Okay, yeah.
Wow, I'm such a fucking
No,
nerd.
okay, no, you're fine. Like, I feel like that's maybe a little older than the generation that's listening to us. Maybe. Hanging Chads, you know.
Ah, the hanging chads.
Ah, man. We were, like, in diapers.
Good times. I know. We're, like, really, like, we're 23. Like,
yeah.
I said I was old in the last episode, and
There's people, like, they're getting mad at us. They're like, I'm done listening to this. These fucking children.
These kids.
These kids.
These kids these days with their podcasts and their swearing and they're talking crazy and government conspiracies. Oh, get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn. Get off my radio now.
What's the cell phone?
The funny thing is we actually had to explain to my boyfriend what a podcast was today.
Yeah.
Because I was talking on the phone with him, and he's like, oh, you can go and put your podcast on YouTube. And we were like, I don't understand that. It's just audio. Why would we want to put it on YouTube? And he's like, isn't it in a video? He had no idea what a podcast is.
Yeah,
so
he thought it was a vlog.
he thought it was a vlog, so...
so he's older, he's older in technology-wise, I guess.
Yeah.
He's basically like a dad.
Yeah.
But not.
But he's, like, younger than me, so it's just, yeah. Not that much younger. But...
Yeah, I think my boyfriend knows what a podcast is, but I don't know if he listens to them.
He just doesn't necessarily care. Like, he's just
he cares about me, but about podcasts, no.
He cares about you, just not,
if it's not, like, shooting people in video games, then he doesn't care.
Right. We have to, like, create our own video game once this gets big, just to, like, get your boyfriend's attention.
Yeah, get his attention.
Yeah.
Like, my voice will start, and he's like, hey, that voice sounds familiar, and then that's what it is.
And then he shoots you. That's how it ends.
Oh, God. Don't worry about my stalker. My boyfriend's gonna kill me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he thinks I'm gonna murder him because, like, unrelated to conspiracy theories, I'm also into true crime.
Right.
And so I've been gun shopping. And
my gosh.
He was like, why are you buying a gun? And, you know, like, just for safety and everything, you know, in our crazy city. Also, I might have a stalker. So just having one just for protection. But he was freaked out. He was like, you're gonna murder me, and...
Well, I think that, like, if I ever end up near a dead body, if anyone looks at my internet history, like, they're gonna be like, because I love researching these, like, conspiracy theories, like...
Yeah, government conspiracy and true crime and...
murder,
paranormal and...
just, like, weird things that some people are into, but, if I end up near, like, somebody dies near me, and they question me, get access to my computer, I might be going to jail for something I didn't do.
Yep. Next week, it'll just be me. Kendall will be in jail.
It's okay, because we have, like, the same DNA, so...
Oh, yeah, that's another story. So, like, the twin that was arrested...
Oh, yeah.
So I for his other twin.
Blame it all on you.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go to prison.
But your internet history's just as bad.
Oh, so. It is. They could definitely, like, put me away.
But,
we're innocent, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Just gonna put that out there.
Pretty sure, like, our whole, like, Kelly's apartment's been, wiretapped from the government.
Yeah, only after one episode. They're already listening.
They're on it. Good thing you don't have Google Home.
Oh, yeah, I do have a Google Home.
Oh, yeah, okay. We're done.
I have a Google Home.
We're done.
I'm surprised it doesn't, like, start going off just randomly.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've heard so many stories about doing that.
Our phones are right in front of us. You know those? They'll be like, what did you say? And then you're, like, looking at you're like, I didn't say anything.
It's so creepy.
What happened?
You know, like, they can look at your phones and you won't even be able to tell. that they've looked at your phone.
That's okay. Let's talk about this in another episode.
Yeah, this is a whole nother episode of government conspiracy and looking into our lives. And
oh my god.
I mean, I guess I'm glad they're looking, because if something bad happens, they'll know who did it.
That is true. Okay. Well, I think that we're about done. Do you want to
sign off?
Do you want to shout out to our handles, our social media?
So we have social media. It's this new crazy thing that people have. You can follow people on it. So we're at Twin Theories Pod on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can listen to us. Well, you're already listening to us, but you can listen to us on Stitcher, Spreaker, iTunes, Google Play, and hopefully soon iHeartRadio. So we'll see.
Yay.
And our website is www.twintheoriespodcast.com. And yeah, follow us, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Tell your friends.
Email us if you have suggestions for, like, just different conspiracy theories you have for what we talked about, or different things you want us to cover in the show.
Yeah, I mean, we'll shout out too, as long as it's not too crazy, we'll shout out people in the show, and
we'll try not to use last names either if you message us, because we don't want you to be stalked like Kelly's going to be.
Yeah, why did we use our last name?
I don't know. That was a bad plan.
Good thing our last name is really popular, so it'll be really hard to find us.
It's okay. I'm sure there's another. I think there actually is another Kelly Warren in the Grand Rapids area.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
So
they might die.
50-50.
Yeah, 50-50 shot of being killed. So.
All right.
It's all good.
All right. Are you ready to get off?
Yeah, I guess we're signing off.
Okay. We're twins.
And these are our theories.
I read this thing. It says, in the 60s, everyone was so scared that the government will, like, tap their homes. But people now are just talking to their wiretap, like, hey, can cats eat pancakes? What's the weather? They're just, like, asking it any type of question.